Namaskar. I hope you are able to hear me fine. This is a special broadcast. We are going to talk about a possible regime change in Iran, which is what Israel has signaled as its goal in this conflict. Well, is it as simple as going and changing a shirt? Apparently not. In fact, one of the contenders for getting back to Israel to lead it is the son of the previous Shah Reza Pahlavi, who was actually driven out by the people. So, what makes the world think that the son of the king, deposed king, is going to be any better? Well, he has been making all the right noises that he would usher in a democracy and then he would probably ride into the sunset. Well, this is a very good objective. And having somebody who's a familiar figure might help unlock the doors. But what would the United States want from this? That is still up in the air. We know that they rush back from G7, both Secretary Rubio and President Trump, so that they can take part in some discussions. And what are these discussions? Are there talks going on between Israel and Iran, or US and Iran? What is going on there? Because there has been some chatter about US being ready to do whatever it takes to get Iran to stop enriching nuclear weapons. That is clear. Now, what is happening as far as the drones and missiles that Iran is dropping in in Israel? Well, it turns out that one of the missiles hit the US consulate building in Tel Aviv. We still don't know what kind of damage it has suffered. Does it also mean that now it is Iran is pulling United States into this conflict? If so, how will US react? For example, today I have a small slide deck to share with you, very, very small one, where I am going to present different viewpoints and also present how United States is envisaging what happens next. So let's take a quick look at that. And a small request to all of you to please like this video. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, to kindly subscribe to our channel. Operation Rising Lion. Now, since they launched this, Prime Minister Netanyahu has strongly hinted that the ultimate goal of regime change is what they want in Iran, because they lay all the aggression at the doorstep of the Ayatollah regime that started in 1979. I mean, there is reason to believe this. Do you know that before 1947, before 1948, in fact, before 1979, I should say, that Israel and Iran enjoyed excellent relations? There was a sizable Jewish community in Iran, in Iraq, and many other Middle East countries who eventually all repatriated themselves into Israel. So, in fact, Iran was one of the first countries to recognize Israel when Israel was, became a country. So, I mean, where is the question of them being Islamic at that point of time? It wasn't. They were more moderate, and they were more Persian in their thought rather than Islamic. It's the mullahs that have changed it. Now, what I'm also hearing is that many of the masjids that these people have constructed are going unattended. Many people are ignoring their religion. Many of them are actually wanting to get back to Zoroastrianism, which is what Persia once was before they became Islamic. So a lot of things are happening. As a matter of fact, Israel even helped Iran with their nuclear program in the 60s and probably early 70s. So there is a lot of connect between the two countries, and there are many families that might have intermarried, and some of them may be still living in Iran. In fact, there is a show, it's called Tehran, Tehran. I think it was an Apple TV. By the way, Apple TV is putting out excellent content these days. So if those of you who have Apple TV subscription, you may want to watch that. Anyway, let's get back to our topic. Netanyahu told Fox News that the Islamic Republic is very weak and that 80% of Iranians would throw these theological thugs out. Now, this is where a little bit of variation in thought and variation in perspective, because are these surveys conducted? How scientific are those? Because there is this moral police that's always hovering around. How brave are the Iranians to even take a survey? or is it just an evaluation based on some intelligence sources? So there is some ambiguity about the numbers, because while people say that it is true that Iran is completely they have given up on this, and they are just completely disillusioned, and they want to get back to the way things were before 1979, but with good governance, the effect on the ground is a little bit different, a little bit nuanced. For example, it is believed that people who are close to the tribe that the Ayatollah Khamenei comes from, they constitute about between 50 to 60% of the population. So even though some of them may be disgruntled, is the pendulum moving so far away from the mullah that he actually starts fearing for his safety and his support? And also IRGC, I'm hearing, has been getting help from, of all people, Turkey. And it is not completely decimated. They're still around. They are still active. That's why you're seeing a lot of things happening even now. So if the IRGC is left in some shape or form, would they not take out revenge on those people who came out and celebrated, or even celebrated inside their homes? So these are all problems that everybody needs to think about. And what of Khamenei himself and his family? We are going to come to that in just one moment. And right now there is no action on the ground. It is just my missile versus your missile, my drone versus your drone, and this is going on. We have to wait and see where this starts escalating to the next level. Both countries are about 1500 kilometers apart, so a ground invasion is not something that is going to happen, not before the whole world comes to know of it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, what did Israeli Minister Amichai Chikli post on a photo with Reza Pahlavi? He said that Pahlavi will be soon in Tehran. So there is a broad hint that Israel is saying that once we get the Khamenei family out of the way, or the Khamenei regime out of the way, they will usher in Reza Pahlavi as the person who will lead Iran to democracy. This appears to be the broad footprint, broad outline, I should say. Now, the interesting thing is, in the United States, Congress, some hawks in Congress and I think in Senate, are asking for a regime change. In fact, many Iranian diaspora who are in the West they are actually one of those people who survived one purge or the other, and in each of these things they came here with their families, sometimes without families, then slowly one by one they took their families and brought them here. So there's a lot of bloodshed that has taken place. I know personally some friends of mine who were in Hyderabad who had escaped the 1959 purge to come from Iran to Hyderabad. So these are all things that have happened in the course of time. Now, what is the prince saying? He's saying that it is time to liberate Iran, and that this conflict gives an excellent opportunity for the same. Trump issued a direct warning to Iran's top leadership, declaring that the United States knows the exact location of where Ayatollah Khamenei is staying underground in a bunker along with his family. As a matter of fact, yesterday when Colonel Mayank Chaubey and I were discussing, he also gave actually the map and the exact place where he is believed to be there, and as to how his second son is the one who is actually calling the shots. Now, Trump went on to say, we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but he's safe there. We are not going to take him out for now. I mean, he's choosing his words very carefully. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. He also goes on to say that we have complete control of the skies over Iran, and you have some good sky trackers. By the way, this was as of a few hours ago. I also told you in a different monologue, or I think it could have been a hangout, that China has been flying in some cargo planes with perhaps ADS radars and so on and so forth. As to how good the Chinese systems are, we all know how good they are. So that is a big doubt in itself. Now, the the whole thing here, the statement from Trump, for example, comes because there is a widespread report that White House blocked the assassination of the supreme leader by Israel, and they said no, this is not the time for it. I think there is always that thought that if you take somebody out, then that person becomes a martyr, and it's a symbol for everybody to unite behind. As a matter of fact, even a conflict such as this one would be something that would unite the nation. So there is this doubt that is lingering in many people's mind. So we have to wait and see how this plays out. That's all I have for you for now. Let me see if there are any questions, and just give me a minute and I'll try to sort out these questions. Okay, let me see. Here's a question. Arvind wants to know, can the statistics of 60% enrichment be trusted? Republicans had earlier invaded Iraq on the pretext of WMD and later claimed they were mistaken. Yes, this happens frequently. As a matter of fact, the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, is saying that Iran hasn't enriched, whereas Israel is saying no, Iran has weapon grade enrichment done already. So right here you are seeing that there is a difference in opinion. We have to wait and see. And it's not easy to go one way or the other. But the fact remains that since 2018, Iran has been enriching. In fact, between 2015 and 2018, when they already had an accord, they were continuing to do what they were doing. And the IAEA has said that enrichment has been going on. So again, see, is IAEA like WHO compromised? I don't know. I don't think so. So these are all the points based on which people are arriving at conclusions. Again, this is intelligence, because if it is the truth, it becomes a fact. So that's where things stand. And viewers, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.